This is video 26, Advaita Vedanta, Non-Dual Monism as taught by Sri Ramana Maharishi. Understand your path and be convinced. A devotee asked Sri Bhagavan, it is said that there are four paths to realization: the path of karma, selfless action, the path of devotion, the worship of our chosen God through puja, mantra, etc. And there is this Raja Yoga, Patanjali Yoga, where we control the breath and we meditate upon a single thought or an object. And there is this path of knowledge, the direct path of inquiry. Tell me, Bhagavan, which is the best? Sri Bhagavan said, there is no such thing as which is the best. There is no fixed rule. According to your temperament, according to your previous birth vasanas, whichever path you find easy, you can pursue that. That's all. So the point is that each of us has had many births, and each of us has had our own way of approaching our true nature, either through worship or through yoga or through karma or through vicharam, self-inquiry. And the memory never goes. So the memory is deeply entrenched in us and it is just transferred from birth to birth. It is evident if you look back. The choices that you have made in terms of your spouse, in terms of your relationships, in terms of the job, your hobbies, etc. If you just look back, you would wonder, how come I got this habit when the habit was not there with my parents? How come I have this trait which was not with my parents or grandparents? How come I got spiritual orientation whereas my father did not have so much? And so on. You would be wondering. You cannot explain it simply in terms of genetics, because this samskara, this predisposition, this memory goes beyond genetics. If we had pursued Advaita Vedanta in our previous births, if we had studied Adi Shankara, I'm sure we would be pursuing that at a particular stage in our life, because the memory is too strong, very strongly and deeply entrenched, and it will take hold of you. That is how I look at my life. I tried the Patanjali Yoga path for some time, and I tried the devotional path. Not much of karma quota had been there with me, and finally I ended up studying Sri Bhagavan. I got all the clarity, theoretical clarity as to what the reality is, where I am, what I should do, etc. All paths, they say, lead but to Rome. So, all paths must lead to realization. This is what even Sri Ramakrishna said. Even Swami Vivekananda said, know your true nature by pursuing either one of the paths or all of them, or a combination of whichever paths you like. So, no need to quarrel, no need to argue with others. I am given to understand that there has been a 1,000-year fight with Advaita Vedantins and then Dvaitins. Okay, it was their choice, they had a fight. Let us not fight. We don't have to fight. I don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything. All we want is seek our true nature, and if we seek our true nature, find our true nature, there will be no you left. There will be no me left. There will be no he left. There will be no she left. Because at that level, everything is undifferentiated oneness. That's all. The moment ego pops out, you are born, I am born. We must get a firm grasp of this truth. So, once you and I realize our true nature, you are not there, I am not there. Only we are there. That oneness alone is there. So, the pursuit of path does not matter. The destination matters. And why should we all follow the same path? Simply because I follow the Advaita path, you don't have to. If bhakti is your path, you have to pursue bhakti. If karma is your path, you follow karma. This is something you cannot wish away because we have brought a legacy of memory accumulated from many lifetimes. We may believe in lifetime or may not believe in lifetime, but if we look at your own life history, you will understand there is something else hiding more than genetics, more than conditioning that happened in this lifetime. I talk about my life not to highlight my personal history. Somehow I couldn't apply myself too much in the material world. Of course, I have had my own share of enjoyment of the material world. I am not denying that. But something made me buoyant. Something, if you just push a rubber ball into water, it will just pop up. Something made me pop up. I couldn't apply myself. I come from a humble family. My father used to drive bus and truck. And he gave us education. And after education, I got into the Indian Air Force as pilot officer, the highest ranking officer. Something made me just say no to that job and came back. And I tried different paths. I couldn't apply myself. Not that there was lack of capability, there was lack of good intention. In spite of that, this is what then I understood. Oh, this is samskara, this is vasana, this is the effect of the previous birth. When I was in college, I had a dream, and I had the dream 3 times. I remember vividly. 3 sannyasins wearing ochre cloth. They used to chase me, and I used to run ahead. I don't know, like I didn't understand the dream at all then. Now I understand. In my previous birth, somewhere I must have made a mistake of running away from an ashram in favor of worldly life. Something must have happened. Otherwise, how do you account for this kind of dream? Which was very strange. And when I was 20 years, I got this dream. I didn't know what the heck was happening. I didn't understand at all. Now when I look back, I understand it is my own memory. So, there is no right or wrong. You are successful in the material world, great. If you are not successful in the material world, great. But you need to understand why. Is it due to lack of capability or is it the samskara? It's a little difficult subject to understand. If you meditate, if you look back the unfoldment of life pattern, you will understand, yes, this could have been the reason. Even now, we don't need to talk about it further because the goal is self-realization. And at that level of self-realization, this petty individual disappears. He merges into the source. And there is no differentiation at all. It is a state of no differentiation, undifferentiated state in which we just are. Existence, consciousness, bliss. So again, my point is, we don't have to follow others' paths. Others don't have to follow our path. We don't have to get into argument. We can discuss things. That is satsang, the company of the good, the truth. We can discuss healthily, but there is no room for argument at all. If there is argument, it shows at your psychological personality level, you have a need to prove, which is a sign of low self-esteem. So, why should you prove yourself? On whom are you going to prove yourself? After all, at the level of oneness, there is no you and me. If we really appreciate this truth intellectually, we need to respect everybody equally, and we cannot be spending time arguing with people. It's a waste of time. And Sri Bhagwan often reprimanded people, mind your business. He said, attend to the business for which you have come. He meant self realization. He even used the harsh word, mind your business. Because there is no point in wasting time. Because it will lead to another birth. If we waste our time, it will lead to another birth. So it is better to be truthful to the words of our Guru, do the needful, and be done with it.